Today we are making a spiced fonio cake that is completely gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and honestly one of the most satisfying bakes I have done in a long time. The texture on this one blew me away, so I cannot wait to share it with you. Let's get into it. Before anything else, we are going to start by soaking 150 grams of soft pitted dates in 470 ml of unsweetened soy milk. We want to let these sit and soften so that when we blend them, we get this smooth, naturally sweet, creamy liquid. Dates are one of my favorite whole food sweeteners. They have a rich caramel-like flavor and are packed with fiber. No refined sugar needed here at all. While the dates are soaking, let's talk about the star ingredient in this cake, fonio. If you have never cooked with it before, allow me to introduce you to one of the oldest and most nutritious grains on the African continent. It's been cultivated in Africa for over 5,000 years. It has a tiny, fast-growing grain that is naturally gluten-free, is a good source of essential amino acids, and has a relatively low glycemic index. For anyone focused on whole food eating or managing their energy levels throughout the day, fonio is such a worthy ingredient to have in your pantry. For this recipe, I will be using ready ground fonio flour. Now back to the recipe. In a mixing bowl, I've got 60 grams of gluten-free oat flour, which you can make by blending your oats to a fine powder. I've also got 60 grams of ground almonds. To that, I'm adding 170 grams of fonio flour, and I will leave a link to the exact fonio flour I'm using down in the description below in case you're wondering where to find it. I am also adding 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda to give this cake a beautiful lift. For the spices, I'm using a combination of 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. These three together give this cake such a warm, almost festive depth of flavor. Give everything a good mix. Now I'm adding the blended dates mixture to the dry ingredients. To make this, I simply put the soaked dates from earlier into my blender along with the milk that they were soaking in with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and blended everything until I had a smooth, creamy liquid. I'm also adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of olive oil for extra moisture, although you can leave out the oil for an oil-free version of this cake. Fold everything together gently until you have this thick cake batter. You want to be careful not to overmix, just fold until you no longer see dry flour and then stop. If you enjoy this kind of content featuring wholesome recipes, ingredient deep dives, and wellness-focused videos, please take a moment to hit subscribe as it really helps the channel grow and reach more people. Pour the cake batter into a 7-inch round cake tin lined with parchment paper and smooth out the top. This goes into an oven that has been preheated to 180 degrees Celsius and we're baking for 35 minutes. Your kitchen is going to smell incredible. That ginger, nutmeg, and cinnamon combination is unbelievably warm and cozy. To check that the cake is done, you can insert a skewer or toothpick into the center and it should come out clean. If there is still wet batter clinging to it, give it another 5 minutes and check again. And that's it, a beautiful, simple, spiced fonio cake. Once it has had time to cool completely, you can decorate it however you like or even just enjoy it as it is. I kept mine simple and served it with a dollop of yogurt and frozen fruits, but this would be also amazing with a coconut whipped cream or a dairy-free frosting or even just a dusting of cinnamon. When you slice into it, the crumb is soft and surprisingly tender, and I genuinely could not believe that this was gluten-free and had no refined sugar in it at all. The dates do such a great job, and the fonio flour gives it this lovely subtle nuttiness that just works so well with the warming spices. This cake is proof that eating well does not mean compromising on flavor or joy. It is packed with whole foods, it is culturally rooted, and it is delicious. If you plan to make this, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you love this recipe, you are going to enjoy this Dubai chocolate-inspired vegan cake that is every bit as indulgent as it sounds. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!